The film begins with a brief narration of the story of Cleopatra and Mark Antony. On their wedding day, he presented Cleopatra with 3 golden inlaid eggs as a symbol of his love. After his death, the eggs were hidden for centuries and thought to be mere myth, but a farmer later dug up 2 eggs while the third remained hidden in secret. In the present day, someone is working on a replica of one of the eggs. Rome Special Agent John Hartley teams up with Interpol Inspector Doss to go to a museum looking for wanted art thief Nolan Booth, who is given information by a source known only as the Bishop. They speak to the museum director, who leads them to one of Cleopatra's eggs on display in front of a crowd of tourists. Hartley does a thermal reading of the egg, and then uses a child's Coke can to conclude that the egg on display is a fake, and someone else has the real one. Just as Doss orders the place to be locked down, Booth steps out of the crowd and starts running with the egg. The guards chase him, but he evades them by climbing scaffolding and dropping it. Hartley corners Booth, causing them both to fall out the window, and Booth manages to escape into the city by sliding down a slide. He escapes by motorcycle, but when Hartley tries to follow him by car, he is hit by a gelato truck, and Booth drives off. A few days later in Bali, Hartley finds Booth in his home and brings agents out to arrest him and secure the egg. When the team takes Booth away, an agent replaces the egg with a fake one. Hartley returns to Rome where Doss finds him at a bar. She shows him the egg that was replaced after it broke on the floor. Doss also notes that an $8 million wire transfer was sent to a Swiss bank account in Hartley's name, leading her to believe he was involved in the egg robbery. Although he insists he is innocent, Doss gets Hartley arrested. Hartley is sent to a Russian prison, where he learns that Booth are his cellmate. Hartley believes he has been framed by Bishop. Booth informs him that whoever has the 3 eggs must deliver them to an Egyptian billionaire for a $300 million payment by the eve of his daughter's wedding. The men know that the second egg is with an international arms dealer named Sotto Voce, and their chance to snatch the egg from him will come at one of his famous parties. Moments later, Booth draws their attention by shouting to the entire cafeteria that Hartley is not a cop. This prompts a larger inmate, Drago Grande, to stand up and challenge Hartley. Although he tells him he doesn't want trouble, Drago punches Hart in front of everyone before the guards take him and Booth back to their cell. The boys are brought in to meet Bishop face to face, and she turns out to be the undercover agent who switched the eggs. She says she transferred the money to an account in Hartley's name, and that she has stayed one step ahead of Booth to become the world's #1 art thief. Bishop says she knows Booth knows where the third egg is and that she will let him go for 10%, but he refuses to tell her anything. She orders the guards to put Hartley and Booth into hard labor. Hartley uses his time to work with Booth while trying to come up with a plan to clear his name. In his cell, Hartley asks Booth about his father, as he knows Booth's father was a Swiss police captain, so he wonders how the man's son could become a criminal. Booth says his father was a crook who cared more about his job than his son. When he thought Booth had lost a beloved watch, the man did not speak to him for a year until he discovered it was hidden behind some papers. The men execute their plan when Booth dips a bar of soap into the cleaning solution and throws it into the machine to set it off. In the chaos that follows, the men use the badges to fight off the guards before reaching the helicopter. Booth kills one of the guards when Drago attacks Hartley. Booth boards the helicopter while Hartley runs across the bridge while the guards blow it up. As Hartley tries to climb onto the bridge, Booth fires the helicopter's machine guns at the guards. He begins to fly away until Hartley manages to climb up and jump into the helicopter. The guards try to fire missiles at them, but Hartley flies him off the helicopter and into a mountain. They then escape. Bishop holds an agent captive in her office until she uses his computer to send a decrypted message to Doss, informing him that Hartley and Booth are on the loose, as well as an invitation to Sotto Voce's party. The agent raises the alarm, but the responding agent is knocked unconscious by Bishop. She first threatens the agent to lie about what happened, or she will reach out to his loved ones and reveal his darkest secrets to them. Booth receives help from a contact, Tambwe, who arranges a plane to pick him and Hartley up and take them to Sotto Voce's home in Valencia. Booth plans to break into Voce's safe, which only opens with his thumbprint and facial recognition software, for which Booth is prepared with his technology. The boys arrive at the party, which is a ruse so they can leave without getting caught. Bishop is already there, so Hartley dances with her to avoid attracting negative attention. Sato Voss sees them and decides to leave out of jealousy. Booth swipes Voss's thumbprint glass before he and Hartley head to his vault. After some clumsiness, the two find the vault but are found by Doss, who points a gun at them and orders Hartley to arrest Booth if he is truly on the side of the law. Hartley takes Doss' weapons before he and Booth break into the vault and lock it. Bishop has somehow already sneaked in and fights off the men for the eggs until Voss comes in. It turns out she is in cahoots with Bishop, and they have taken Hartley and Booth unconscious and held captive. Bishop interrogates Hartley via electric cable about the whereabouts of the third egg. When Voss begins to choke Hartley, Booth relents and says the egg is in the pyramids of Cairo. When it seems Voss and Bishop are about to escape together, Voss's drink is spiked and she falls, causing her to flee. Voss regains consciousness a few moments later, but her vision is impaired. She shoots wildly at Hartley and Booth, and they break free from their handcuffs. The boys try to escape, but end up outside in a bullfighting arena. Hartley is stabbed several times, and Voss tries to shoot at them again, but is knocked down by the bull before the boys can escape. The two board the train, where Booth admits that he lied about the location of the third egg. Hartley almost throws him off the train, until he relents and pulls him back. He then tells Booth about his father, a thug who disappeared from his life when he was 13. Booth then tells Hartley a bit of history about the third egg. It was recovered by a Nazi art collector named Rudolf Zeck, and after hiding all the stolen Nazi artifacts, the egg was hidden. Booth later learns that the watch his father loved so much was actually the key to finding the vault where the egg was kept. The boys head to Argentina, where they find their way to a large vault filled with stolen artifacts. After finding the egg, Bishop catches up with Doss and his team of agents. A shootout ensues, followed by a chase through the caves in vintage cars. During the chase, Bishop and Doss struggle for the egg, but Booth manages to get it back. The three exit the cave in their car and go over a waterfall. Booth grabs the egg and begins to leave, but he cannot find Hartley. Not wanting her to die, Booth attempts to go into the water to save her, but she recovers. Bishop swims to shore, but when it seems Hartley is about to arrest her, they kiss instead. They then reveal that Hartley was working with Bishop the whole time, as they are a couple who planned the egg theft from the beginning and used Booth to lead them to the third egg. They leave him tied to a tree before fleeing. Hartley and Bishop head to Cairo, where the billionaire is hosting his daughter's wedding, offering not only 3 eggs but also a special musical performance by Ed Sheeran. Doss and his agents burst into the party and arrest the billionaire, and Ed as he tried to fight the guards, while Hartley and Bishop quietly escape, their payment already secured. They are on a boat when they are discovered by Booth. He informs them that he told Doss about the couple's scheme, and that he has frozen their entire $300 million stash in their accounts. Booth offers them a chance to team up with him on another big score, or he will leave them to be arrested. Hartley and Bishop reluctantly agree. Doss and his agents arrive too late and cannot find any of them. She goes back to her office and issues a red notice on all 3 criminals. At the end we see the trio arriving at their next big score, the Louvre in Paris. And that's where the story ends.